You're not stuck. Let me tell you that straight. Because some of you walked in here believing a lie. You're not trapped by your past. You're not frozen by your circumstances. You're not held down by bad luck. What you are doing, whether you like it or not, is choosing every single day. You choose how you show up. You choose what you tolerate. You choose what you ignore. And those choices are shaping your life right now. Think about it. If you were truly stuck, nothing would change no matter what you did. But things do change. They change when you act. They change when you decide. They change when you stop waiting for permission and start taking responsibility. The problem isn't that you can't move. The problem is that moving feels uncomfortable and staying where you are feels familiar. Familiar feels safe. Even when it's slowly draining you, you wake up and tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. You tell yourself you'll get serious when things calm down. You tell yourself once you have more time, more money, more confidence, then you'll act. But every one of those thoughts is still a choice. Choosing comfort over growth, choosing easy over necessary, choosing now to avoid effort and later to carry regret. Life isn't happening to you. Life is responding to you. And right now, the results you see are the results of the choices you've been making. That's not an insult. That's power. Because if choices built this life, choices can change it. Now, let's talk about one of the most dangerous lies you tell yourself. The lie of later. Later is the word that steals dreams quietly. Later sounds harmless. It sounds responsible. It sounds patient. But later is often just fear wearing a polite mask. Later means not now. And not now turns into not ever more times than people want to admit. Comfort is expensive. It just doesn't charge you up front. It charges you in missed chances. It charges you in wasted years. It charges you in that quiet voice in your head that asks, what if I had tried? You sit on the couch because you're tired. You skip to work because you're stressed. You delay the hard conversation because it's awkward. In the moment, it feels good. It feels like relief, but relief is not the same as progress. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you are borrowing peace from your future and spending it today. And the bill always comes due. You see it when your health declines. You feel it when your confidence drops. You hear it when regret starts talking louder than your excuses. If you don't control comfort, comfort will control you. It will keep you just busy enough, just distracted enough, just tired enough to never become who you know you could be. And here's the scary part. Regret doesn't kick the door down. It doesn't announce itself. It creeps in quietly. It shows up in small moments you brush off. The workout you skipped, the opportunity you didn't apply for, the promise you made to yourself and broke without much thought. At first, you don't feel regret. You feel comfort. You feel justified. You feel like you'll make it up later. But regret is patient. It waits. It grows slowly, like interest on a bad loan. One day you look back and realize years passed while you were waiting to feel ready. You realize the window closed while you were hesitating. You realize the version of you that could have existed never got a chance because you kept choosing easy. Talk to people who feel stuck in life and listen closely. They don't say, I tried too hard. They say, I wish I had started sooner. Regret isn't loud at the beginning. It becomes loud when it's too late to undo. And that brings us here, right now, this moment. This is the line. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Every life-changing decision starts as an uncomfortable moment where you either step forward or step back. There is no neutral. Standing still is a decision. Waiting is a decision. So ask yourself honestly, which side are you on? The side that keeps explaining why it can't, or the side that decides it will figure it out? The side that protects comfort, or the side that builds a future? Because this moment will pass, whether you act or not. The only question is who you'll be when it does. Now let's get something clear, because discipline is one of the most misunderstood words out there. Discipline isn't extreme. It's expected. Somewhere along the way, people started treating discipline like it's only for obsessed athletes or super successful people. like it's something extra. It's not. Discipline is basic. It's doing what you said you would do. It's showing up when it's inconvenient. It's following through when no one is watching. You don't call it extreme to brush your teeth. You don't call it extreme to show up to work on time. Discipline is the same thing. It's a standard. And when you don't have standards, emotions run your life. You do things when you feel like it and quit when you don't. That's not freedom. That's chaos. Motivation, on the other hand, is unreliable. Motivation shows up when conditions are perfect. Discipline shows up regardless. Motivation is like a guest. Sometimes it visits, sometimes it doesn't. Discipline is who lives there. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It asks what needs to be done. Think about the most reliable people you know. The ones who always show up. The ones who keep their word. They're not always excited. They're not always inspired. They're disciplined. And that's why people trust them, including themselves. Talent without discipline always collapses. You've seen it. The gifted student who never studied. The athlete who relied on ability but skipped the work. The creative person with big ideas and no follow through. Talent opens doors. Discipline keeps them open. Without discipline, potential becomes frustration. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. You're not waiting to feel ready. You're waiting to feel comfortable. And that day isn't coming. Confidence is built by action, not before it. Clarity comes after movement, not before. If you keep waiting for the perfect moment, you'll miss every real one. So stop waiting. Decide. Decide that discipline is no longer optional. Decide that your standards matter. Decide that your future is worth some discomfort today. Because if you don't choose discipline, regret will choose you. And regret is far less forgiving. Regret is not built in big dramatic failures. It's built in ordinary moments no one talks about. It's built in the 5 minutes you hit snooze instead of getting up. It's built in the email you didn't send, the walk you didn't take, the book you didn't open, the conversation you avoided. None of those moments feel dangerous on their own. That's why they're so powerful. Most people think regret comes from one huge mistake. That's not true. Regret comes from hundreds of small choices stacked on top of each other. Choices that felt harmless, choices that felt justified, choices that felt like no big deal at the time. But life is not shaped by what you do once in a while. It's shaped by what you do consistently. Think about someone who wakes up 10 minutes earlier every day to move their body. It doesn't change their life in a week, but over years, it changes everything. Now flip that. Think about someone who skips it every day. Same 10 minutes, same choice. Very different future. Small choices are like seeds. You don't see the harvest right away, but make no mistake, it's coming. And the scary part is this. While you're making these small choices, life keeps moving. Time keeps passing. You don't get a warning when those ordinary moments turn into permanent consequences. One day you look back and realize those little decisions built the life you're living now. Comfort plays a huge role in this. Comfort is the down payment on future pain. Comfort feels good now. It feels like rest. It feels like relief. It feels like you're being kind to yourself. But comfort, when it replaces discipline, always charges interest later. Skipping the hard thing feels good today. Avoiding the discomfort feels good today. But tomorrow, that discomfort grows. Your body gets weaker. Your confidence gets smaller. Your standards drop. And suddenly the things you avoided become harder, heavier, and more intimidating than they ever were at the start. People don't end up unhappy overnight. They slowly choose comfort over growth until growth feels impossible. Comfort whispers you deserve a break. Discipline says you deserve better. One keeps you stuck, the other moves you forward. If you don't challenge yourself now, life will challenge you later. And life's lessons are always harsher than discipline's demands. Every time you break a promise to yourself, something important breaks inside you. Trust. You stop trusting your own word. You tell yourself you'll start Monday, and you don't. You tell yourself this time is different, and it isn't. Over time, your mind learns something dangerous. It learns not to believe you. That's when motivation dies. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain has seen this movie too many times. It knows you won't follow through. And when you don't trust yourself, everything gets harder. Goals feel fake, plans feel pointless, confidence feels out of reach. On the other hand, every time you keep a small promise, trust grows. Not overnight, brick by brick, identity by identity. You start to see yourself as someone who does what they say. That changes everything. Because once you trust yourself, you move differently, you speak differently, you act differently. Those small decisions you keep brushing off are coming back for you. Not to punish you, but to show you the truth. Life reflects your habits. It doesn't care about your intentions. It responds to your actions. So if you don't like what you're seeing, don't just complain about the reflection. Change what's standing in front of the mirror. Now, here's the truth most people try to avoid. Pain is non-negotiable. You don't get to choose a life without pain. You only get to choose the type. And the trap is thinking you can avoid it altogether. That's the real trap. People spend their lives trying to avoid discomfort, not realizing they're signing up for a deeper kind of suffering. Avoiding pain doesn't remove it. It delays it. It multiplies it. Growth requires discomfort. Always has. Always will. Disciplined pain builds you. It's sore muscles. Early mornings, saying no. Doing the work when it's boring. That pain has a purpose. It strengthens you. It gives you confidence. It gives you options. Regret, pain breaks you. It's heavy. It lingers. It's full of questions you can't answer. What if I had tried? What if I hadn't quit? What if I had taken myself seriously sooner? That pain doesn't build anything. It just reminds you of what could have been. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they quit too early. They quit when it gets uncomfortable. They quit when progress slows down. They quit when results don't show up fast enough. They mistake discomfort for failure. It's not failure, it's growth. Every meaningful change has a phase where it feels like nothing is working. That's where most people stop. That's where discipline separates from regret. So ask yourself this: which pain do you want to explain later? The pain of effort or the pain of excuses? The pain of trying or the pain of wishing you had? One hurts now and ends. The other waits and lasts. And this is where everything shifts. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity. You can want a better life all you want, but if you still see yourself as someone who quits, delays, or negotiates with comfort, your actions will always match that identity. Every action you take is a vote for the person you're becoming. You don't become disciplined one day. You build it with every choice. Every time you show up, every time you don't. Those votes add up. And eventually, they decide who you are. You can't build a new life with old excuses. You can't keep the same habits and expect different results. At some point, you have to stop negotiating with the version of you that wants to stay comfortable. That version had its chance, and it led you here. Now it's time to act like it, think like it, live like it. Not someday, not when it's easy, now. Because discipline isn't punishment, it's self-respect. And regret is what happens when you refuse to choose it. Discipline is not built in dramatic moments. It's built in the boring, invisible battles that happen every single day. The moments no one claps for. The moments no one posts about. The moments where it's just you and a choice. Get up or stay in bed. Start or delay. Finish or quit halfway. That's where discipline lives. Wake up discipline is a perfect example. Nobody wakes up excited every day. Nobody. The difference is not who feels motivated. The difference is who moves anyway. When the alarm goes off and your mind starts negotiating, that's the moment that matters. Not the workout, not the results, the decision. Because every time you get up when it's hard, you're teaching yourself something important. You're teaching yourself that your word matters more than your mood. Discipline also shows up in how you work when no one is watching. Not when there's a deadline. Not when someone's checking. But when it would be easy to cut corners, easy to scroll, easy to coast. That's when character is built. That's when habits are formed. People want recognition for outcomes, but outcomes are built in silence. Saying no is another invisible battle. Saying no to distractions, no to comfort, no to things that pull you away from what you said you wanted. That's not weakness, that's strength. Every no you say to the wrong thing is a yes to the right one. And finishing what you start matters more than starting strong. A lot of people start with energy. Very few finish with discipline. Discipline is brick by brick construction. You don't see a wall after one brick. You don't see progress after one day. But skip enough bricks and the wall never gets built. Train in the dark so you can perform in the light. Do the boring work now so life feels lighter later. Let me tell you something hard but true. Nobody is coming to save you. No one is going to force discipline into your life. No one is going to make you care. That part is on you. So ask yourself honestly, what are you avoiding because it's boring? Because boring is where most people lose, and boring is where winners are made. Now understand this. Discipline matters most when life pushes back. Anyone can be disciplined when things are going well. Anyone can stay consistent when results come fast. The real test is what you do when things fall apart, when you fail, when you're tired, when doubt gets loud. Failure doesn't mean discipline is broken. It means discipline is needed more than ever. Fatigue doesn't cancel commitment. It challenges it. Self-doubt doesn't mean stop. It means slow down, adjust, and keep going. Stress doesn't reveal weakness. It reveals systems. If one bad day wipes out your progress, the problem isn't you. It's how fragile your system is. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being durable. You don't need to win every day. You just need to not quit. Bad days don't cancel discipline. Say that again. Bad days don't cancel discipline. One missed workout doesn't erase months of effort. One mistake doesn't define you. What defines you is what you do next. Get back up, reset, move forward. That's discipline under pressure. Now zoom out, because this isn't just about today. Your future self is watching. Whether you believe it or not, every choice you make today is writing a message to the person you'll become. And one day, you will meet that version of yourself in the mirror, in your life, in your results. What will they thank you for? The nights you showed up tired but committed? The habits you built when no one cared? The discipline that protected them from regret? Or will they resent the excuses, the delays, the comfort that cost them opportunities? Short-term sacrifice creates long-term freedom. Always. The work you avoid today becomes the weight you carry tomorrow. Discipline is an act of self-respect across time. It's you saying, I care about who I'm becoming. Think of it like planting trees. You don't plant for tomorrow. You plant for years from now. And one day, you sit in the shade and realize the work was worth it. So ask yourself, what kind of life are you building without realizing it? And now we bring it home. Because clarity matters. Discipline is a decision you reinforce daily. Regret is what happens when you don't decide. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need everything figured out. You need a firm decision. Start small, but start today. Not someday, today. Discipline isn't punishment. It's self-love in action. It's choosing your future over your comfort. One day or day one, you decide. Discipline now or regret later. There is no third option.